What's up guys, my name is Malte. Welcome to the second cooking video on this channel. Today we are going to make a vegetable stock. If you want to see the first video where I showed you how to dice and to slice an onion that made me cry, then just click on the link here or here, I'm not really sure, and there you can see how I did this. So today we are going to make a chicken stock. If you're just here for the magic tricks, don't worry, there are going to be as much magic trick videos as before. This cooking part of the channel is just an extra. So yeah, let's jump right into how to make a great vegetable stock. So for our chicken stock, we're going to start off by cutting our big vegetables, which are of course our onions, which I've already chopped in the last video. If you want to know how to do that, then just check it out. We're also going to do now our celery, our leek, and also a carrot. The exact ingredients that I use, I'll put that in the description as well. So if you want to read that, yeah, there you're going to have the exact ingredients I use. I've also already peeled the celery, and I'm now going to half it because we're not going to use all of it. I'm not going to make as much, but yeah, just how much vegetable stock you're going to make, just use more or less. By chopping this, it's not really important that it's that fine or really thin dices. It can be like this, like really big lumps. It really doesn't matter because we're going to cook it, and then the flavor of the vegetables will go into our stock. And yeah, it doesn't really matter if it's fine, thinly chopped, or like rough like I did it. What you want to do with the carrot, just cut those earthy bits off, and then the carrot also just chop it roughly. With our leek, same process. I'm not going to use all of it, but a little bit, just like that, and that's enough. So that's basically our big vegetables that we're going to use. And now let's go over to our pot and start cooking our stock. All right guys, so let's get into it. First of all, we want to lightly saute our vegetables. For that, I'm going to use some oil. Don't use too much, otherwise, yeah, it will get really, your stock will get really oily, and you don't really want that to happen. So now we have to wait for our oil to heat up a bit, and then we're going to put in our vegetables and then lightly saute them. They shouldn't be brown or anything, but just so they can give even more flavor into our stock. And I'm putting it on 8 out of 10. So many cooking channels don't do that. They just say on medium height, but yeah, I will say the numbers that I use so that you can know a little bit better how to what you should use. So first stop, I'm going to put in our onions. I'm just gonna stir like that. And right now I want to reduce the heat. Now I'm going to put it on 5 so that our onions don't get any color. I'm also going to now place all the other vegetables that we chopped in here. Whoops. Yeah. And these aren't going to cook through or anything by doing this. That's just to give them a little bit more of flavor. Just move them around a little bit every once in a while. So what you want to do after this is also add some parsley. I've just lost mine. I don't know where it went. I had some here, but I've lost it, and now I've already started recording this video. So you'll really want to add some parsley, even though I am not doing it, because it really adds some flavor to your stock. And don't do just a little bit of parsley, just do a lot. And you don't only have to use the leaves as well. You can put the whole thing in it. And yeah, that's going to make a great flavor difference. So now around 5 minutes later, you can really smell that something's happening, and that's great, but you don't want to do it any further, because if your vegetables get color, that basically means that your stock will get color as well, and you don't want that to happen. You basically want to have your stock like you can look through it, not perfectly like water, but like, you know what I mean. You don't want to have it too dark. So yeah, just don't let your vegetables get any color. And I think they are now done around 5 or 6 minutes. And what I'm going to do now is put in my water, just like that. I think it was around 1.5 liters, but yeah, just do that to the amount you want to have the stock. Obviously, if you add less water, then you will have a much stronger stock than if you add a lot of water. You could also put in some juniper berries, but I don't have these either. So yeah, parsley and juniper berries. Also, you want to add now a bay leaf. Looks like that, dried. You want to add that, and yeah, the big comment goes to a bay leaf and not more than 1 bay leaf. Well, you can add more than 1 bay leaf if you have like 10 liters or so, but if you're only doing a small amount like I do, then don't add too many bay leaves, because otherwise your stock will just taste like bay leaf, because it's really strong. I'm also going to add some peppercorns like this to my stock, and I'm now putting it up to the highest height I can actually put it, because I want it to cook for one time, and after that we're just going to lightly cook it and to let it reduce. All right,
2,000 years later.
So now my soup started boiling, and yeah, we just want to boil it up once and then add our salt. And don't do too less salt, just do much salt, because salt adds flavor, and with a lot of salt we will have a lot of flavor in the end. Obviously don't do too much salt, but do a lot of salt. The reason why I'm adding the salt just now is because it will make your stock boil later. So if you add the salt in first, then it will take a longer time for your water to boil basically. So that's why I'm just adding it now. So yeah, put in your salt, a little bit more maybe. Your water really has to be salty. If you're not sure if you have enough, just take a little bit out of it and taste if your water is salty. If it is a little bit salty, then you have enough salt. If you basically can taste the salt, then you have enough. If you can't taste the salt, then you have to do a little bit more. If it's too much salt, then add a little bit water. And yeah, now we're going to make that stock simmer for 1 or 2 hours. So 1 to 2 hours. I put my stove on 5 and it's now going to simmer. An important part is to not add a lid, because you want that water to condense into the air so your stock can reduce and really get that nice flavor of the vegetables. So yeah, don't add a lid, because otherwise the water won't taste much like your vegetables. So let it reduce. The fluid part of the stock will get less, but it will taste better. All right. So yeah, let's wait for 1 to 2 hours and I will see you then. All right guys, so it has been around 1.5 hours, and as you can see, the stock has reduced quite a bit. And oh my god, if you could smell that and taste it, that smell is just so good. It really went really well, and this type of stock is really easy to do. And yeah, you can use it for a lot, for soups, for sauces, for really for a lot. What we're gonna do now is turn the stove off. Also, I want to correct myself on something I said before with the parsley. You do not want to add the parsley from the beginning. You want to add it around 15 minutes before you're done cooking this stock. All right, so this is around 1.5 hours of cooking a stock, and it's around that much. If you want to cook it for only an hour, you will get a little bit less flavor, but then add the parsley after 45 minutes. If you want to cook it for 2 hours, add it after 1 hour and 45 minutes. But I won't recommend cooking it for over 2 hours, because then you might lose some flavors. All right, so let's remove it from the heat. Take our container. What we're now going to do is grab a sieve like this, Or you could also use a towel if you want to have it really nicely. You can use a towel and put it over that thief or any way you like. And now we're going to pass that stock through this sieve. Let me quickly think of how we are going to do that. Wait, I'm going to move a little bit like that. Yeah, sometimes you have to get a little creative. Now we're going to pass that stock. Always pour away from yourself. Pass it through that sieve. I don't know if you can see it like that. Pass it through there so we get all that excess vegetables and peppercorns and everything really out there, and are only left with our stock like that. All right. You know, it's going to drip a little bit. And now I suggest that you have a comparison on how much stock you will get out of around 1.5 liters of water. It's about 1 liter of vegetable stock. And this stuff, it tastes really, really great. You can use it, as I said before, for soups or sauces or really anything you'd like. There are many applications you can use this on. Just put it into your fridge and it will last as long as you let it last, but don't keep it for over a month because then it might get bad. But yeah, you can put it in your fridge for around 30 days or so. That'll be totally fine. And use it whenever you like. So yeah guys, there you have it. That was my tutorial on how to cook a very lovely vegetable stock. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. If you liked this video, then leave a thumbs up. If you hated it, then dislike. No, I definitely did not forget to record this part. Well, the shout out of today goes to Psyched YouTube. Thanks mate, you're an absolute legend. If you want to get a shout out in the next video, then just make sure to comment down below this video. Thank you. If you want to see more cooking videos in the future on this channel, just make sure to leave a comment saying if you liked it or what you want to see next. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Consider subscribing if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.